good morning, everybody. It's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And there you see cattail. You see tail, you see cat. That's Hunky Noodle Boy. So he's out here lurking around until he can find the perfect spot to take a nap. And Honey's already safely nestled into my chair upstairs. One of her favorite spots to stay in is my craft chair upstairs. Tigger, I have no idea where Bigger Tigger is, but I'm sure he'll make his way around. So I am from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and I teach different classes throughout the month and year, in person and online. If you're new to me, take a look at what I have coming up. There's a lot for the month of July. We took a little bit of a breather for the month of June by only having the core classes, and then we kind of picked it back up with July, including the paper Palooza got put back in. It was supposed to be June and July, and we pushed it to July and August with being gone for 2 weeks for a trip, and then Kelly had a trip. It just was hard to connect. So yeah, good stuff, you guys. I did at about 1 a.m. got the last 4 cards for the paper Palooza design. So the bucket of cards here is all I have for Palooza. It's pretty crazy. So we ended up with not 16, but we ended up with 20 cards for the Palooza, which is pretty crazy. And I have the 5 core classes that I generally do. He's coming back this way. He can't make up his mind what he wants. I have the 5 core classes. And then we've got Kelly and my paper pumpkin altered and edited. And then we have the poo sampler. And there's also, yeah, just a lot of stuff. So for those that are new, I do a registration form now. And it works very smoothly. It keeps me super organized. And it allows for my sister-in-law, Amanda, to help me because it's in a shared Google folder that both of us have access to. And while she's at home with the kiddos, she can help me. And she stages all the emails. And she puts them into a draft status for me so I can look at them and see if anything needs to get altered or edited. And yeah, so we've got a good process in place. It used to be all very, very, very more manual, and now it's a little bit more automated. So with that being said, if you're not a Google Forms user and you have a hard time with it, you're going to have to reach out to me and tell me what classes you want, and we'll go on the back end and do that. Now, that usually only out of 100 registrations that come in, usually that happens for about 10 people. So it is okay if you need to reach out to me and say, hey, I can't get this Google Form thing to work. I've tried and I just can't get it. We'll go in. And so just, I need a list. But what happens is we add it into the form on the back end. So I've started this back in September, so it's almost a year. It'll be that we've been doing this Google form, and I have all the information, all the history from last year, all there, and it's so organized. I absolutely love it. It keeps me really organized, and it allows me to, on the day of shipping, to cross-check. If I think, oh man, I don't remember that they signed up for this class, or maybe I think that they should have gotten this class and it's not in their pile, I can go back to look at your registration form, and it's all in one spot. So it's pretty lickety-split, so it's pretty cool. So that helps a lot. So we have a bunch of you here with us today. I just want to give a shout out and say hi to everybody that's with me. So far, Nancy Mole, first on the docket here. You have an appointment at 11, and so you're already at the appointment probably. So we'll catch you later. Hi, Barbara Gobby. Hi, Doris Munson. So Doris, I did see your email asking a question about the products that are recently in the sneaky peeky that Stampin' Up's doing, and I'll reply to that. So I can't talk a lot of it because we as demonstrators aren't supposed to talk about it until they tell us. And so I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I have a coming soon thing in my registration. So I'll talk on it. I'll talk about it without talking about it. How about that? We'll see how that goes. All right. Hi, Randy. And there's Pat Settle. She's been MIA. You have been. You're back. I love that you're back. Good job. Yay. Hi, Kimberly. And there's Debbie Gast. Hi, Patty Wright. And there is Trisha Fagley. Hi, Jean Shute. Hi, Vanessa Ritter. And there's Mary Carls. Good morning to you. Pat Smothers is here. Hi, Mary Novak. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. Hi, Jenny O'Payne. Oh, yay. You love how I kit things up. Great. I definitely try my best. And there's Donna Grushke. Hi, Connie Moore. And Yvette Smith is here. And so you guys, it is morning, so I'm not guaranteeing that there will be no frogs. So I try to stay away from doing morning lives, but I decided to do it in the morning today so that I'd have the afternoon to work on things. And that's how it goes. So what you can do in the the description of the video, when you click on more here, there's some verbiage here. And if you hit see more, you can see it. There's a blue hyperlink, and that is the form for filling out for the registration. So you can find it in this video right here. So when you click on it, it takes you right to it. Excuse me. And so you want to make sure it says July. So that's the only one you should have access to at this point. So we're gonna rock and roll through this. But I'm gonna I should be doing it from my other phone, not the phone that I'm watching the comments on. So what you're gonna do, hi Catherine, and there's Kimberly, good morning to you too. Mary Ann is watching, yay. So in the YouTube video, I showed you where you can get it in the description. But if you go to my website, cardsbycrispy.com, I saved it as a link on my phone here. If you go to my events calendar, or to the resources section on my website, the very first announcement is the July showcase is slated for this morning, and you can watch it by clicking here. So that takes you to the video, and then the registration form can be found here. So here's another way to find it, okay? The other way you can find it is by taking your camera and putting it on the QR code that I always have right here. When you tap on that, it asks you which account you want to log into the Google with. You most likely will have one. I have more. And then it takes you right to the folder that has the registration form. So here's a third way that you can get to the July registration form. Another way is every class that I have in July. So if you go to my events calendar and you're looking at the calendar next month and you look at any of these little gray boxes, for the most part, let's see this one, July monthly card making class, there's always a section down here at the bottom or halfway down that says check out the new registration form by clicking here. That should take you to July as well. And that's in every one of these should have that, or 95% of the events have that spot where it says click here. So there's a plethora of ways that you can get to it. The other thing is I'll be sending out an email sometime in the next 48 to 72 hours. Sometime by the weekend, I'm going to send out an email to the community, and that email will have the link for the video and also the registration form. So I try to make it as accessible as possible for you to get to that form, and you do need to usually register. You have to be logged in with your Google account, and I think that maybe you don't have to either, because there's probably people that don't. So, but if you have any problems, I'm not an IT expert, but I can help as much as I can. So, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the registration form, one class at a time. And for those that are newer, hi Mimi, hi Jane Beal, the ads are hot already. So YouTube might have changed something with the algorithms. Hi Joy Moody, hi Wendy Tick. So I apologize. Last night, they were hit and miss for people too. Last night, people either were a lot or people were not a lot. So I'm going to roll through the registration form in the order that it is. And my advice, and anybody who's watching me can give anybody that's newer to me the same advice, that it is overwhelming. If you first start watching me and you're like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. She's got so much stuff. I can't even keep track. You don't have to keep track of me. All you have to do is find classes that you want to take. Tell me that you want to take the classes. We'll figure out how you can pay for them. And then I mail them. That's it. So just know that there are a lot of things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I move a little bit faster than the average bear. So I've been told that, and that's how I am. So so then the live goes a little faster because I talk a little faster, right? So if I don't think about it, I talk really fast. And so as I'm going through my classes, as I say the name of them, you might be there with a pen and paper or a pencil and paper, jotting down the ones that you're interested in. Now, what happens sometimes, and this happens at least once a month, that somebody sends me a list this long of all the things that they want, and then they realize, oh my gosh, that's too much, and then they have to cut back after I send them the list with everything. And that is okay too. I'd rather get you the classes that you want and it be within your budget and you're happy and that you're putting the cards together, right? Or you're saving them as investments in the future for when you want to work on them. So no problem whenever you want to work on them. But I have I have some core classes. I have the Palooza. I've got some classes that I do with Kelly. I've got team members who bring their projects over here and I share my space with them. And so I show off their classes to my community as well. And then after that's all said and done, I'm going to go through past classes. So I have a chair here that has, I don't know, maybe like 8 different buckets of cards. And so I'll go through those, and those that are new in my community don't know that I have all these past classes, and they might have the stamps or dies or bundle that go with these classes and may think, wow, this is a great class. I want to get it even though it's in the past. All my classes that I offer online are via YouTube, so you can always watch the replay. And then I generally have everything in person. So if you're local or want to be local to Fond du Lac, Wisconsin and pop in for an in-person class, that is always an option too, as long as they're in the future, right? So sometimes people make road trips and they'll pop in and see what's going on and take a class. And I told you I would have the frog, so I can't get by that. So, man, it happens for like until about noon usually. Hello, Sue S. Worthy, long time no see. All right, so let's pull up the phone here. And this is how I would do this if I were you. I would pull this up, and you're going to have to put in your information. So this email here is the email that you need for logging into your Google. And then it has your first name. You guys, it would be great if you put your first name as you want it to appear on things. So I have Christine Bertram. And, oh, so it's first name. Look at that. So I'm going to put Christine and then my last name. And then you can put your phone number in. Usually a lot of my stuff auto-populates. And then this is the email for correspondence. And I put that in here because I put my MSN is where my Google is linked to, but where I want correspondence for anybody in my stamping community, I use my Christine at cardsbychrisb.com. If you email my older MSN account, which I used to use, I'll see it, but not right away. And I don't always respond to cardsbychrisb.com. So b.com. So if you need to get in touch with me for anything, that is always the email address to use. On the July Google form, can we sign up for the Autumn Escape too? No, but I do have a registration form for that. And what I can do, you know what I'm going to do? Pat Settle, I will put I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I have the registration form created already, but I don't have it accessible except for to my team at this point. But I'll show you where I'm going to put it. When I update something in my computer, I'll go in and I'll update that for you too. So I've got my email address for correspondence. And now put your address for me. If you definitely have a new address, you're going to have to tell me that it's new because I don't always catch that they're new. So you could put a note in there that says, please update, or this is new. This is a free open text for you to write whatever you want. And it will help me to make sure I get your address shipped correctly, or your package shipped correctly. And even then, I still might make a mistake. 54935. Okay, now, after you got that preliminary stuff in, you start with the first thing. And the first core thing that I'm offering is the Paper Palooza. Like, this is the Mac Daddy event for the summer. And it was, we always offer it over the course of 2 months. You can pick 1 month or the other month. And there isn't like a set time yet for when I'm going to do the lives. I know that I just have to look at my calendar in July here and pick some days where I'm going to do the live recordings of all the cards. And what it is once I have those dates picked, I'll let you know when I'm going to be live doing the cards, and then you can watch along or you can catch it later. And it's not like the Autumn Creative Escape or the Stampin' Fun in the Sun or the Winter Creative Escape. This is an online only event, and it doesn't have the display boards. I don't do swapping with it. It's just an enormous amount of cards, and we're celebrating all the designer series paper that just launched between March and May. And so we're a little behind. Normally we'd have done it in June and July, but with how much stuff there was going on, it was just too hard. So we laid out all the designer series papers across the counter upstairs and on the table. And then we picked layouts that we wanted to do for the cards. And we ended up with not 16, as I say in the event description, but we ended up with 20. Now cards 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 are basically similar but different, but they're still cards. So we have 20 cards, and I'm so excited. I'm going to keep them in order. And as I roll through them, you're going to see that we featured a lot of different stamp sets. So you might think, oh man, I'm not buying all those stamp sets for that. No, you don't have to, because the way we design these cards, there's only one focal image, and it's like a leafy thing, a foliage thing that you probably have plenty of that in your arsenal that you could use something else. And you might even have the stamp set that we used. Otherwise, it's all sentiments and then whatever you want to put on the inside. And if you want to stamp focal images that match on the inside, great. And if you want to put strips of designer paper, fine, whatever you want. But it comes with 169 6x6 pieces. It comes with I should go get the attendance gift. I'll go get the attendance gift because it's so amazing. And so this was something that we came up with. I think Stacy Burns is the first one that introduced me to the little mini vacuum cleaners. And then we're like, we need to put that into the queue for an attendance gift. And so we put it into the queue, got it ordered, and then so crazy, Jean Turboligger said to us, you guys should do a little mini vacuum. I'm like, we got it, girlfriend. And so it's a cute little vacuum cleaner that goes on your desk, and it's branded with the Be Happy on it. And so you get that, and then there's a prize patrol. There's a whole list of things, attendance gifts, to pillow gifts. So if you look in the event description, it's on July 1st is where I put the event on my events calendar. So I'll roll through the cards. Oh, no, I'm going to put the first couple. No. I'll roll through the cards and then I'll go grab, I'll grab the little mini bag. It's right on the other side of the room here. So this is the card that features Fern and Flora. And so any die cuts will come die cut like this, like that. And all you do is stamp your label. And then if there's cardstock on here, then we provide that. And the DSP would come as part of your goodie bag. So we've got all the insides with a white for this. So that features Fern and Flora. This is the one that features the Lily of the Valley, or Valley in Bloom. This one features Delicate Whispers. Now, it feels like forever ago that Delicate Whispers launched, but it was on our pre-order in February. So we've been working with it since February, but it was part of the March online exclusives. The Paradise Garden. Now, this is where I was talking about. There's one die cut piece here. After you die cut this after you stamp it, and we don't stamp for you. So we'll give you a piece of white, and you'll need to stamp something and then attach it to your card. So that's Paradise Garden, or Paradise by the Dashboard Light. This one features the Boutique Blossoms. Okay. And then this one. So what we did is we double dipped on designs, meaning that these two cards have the same layout, but yet they still look different. And then these two have the same kind of design layout, but they look different. And then this one pairs up with Everyday Essentials. So it looks different, but it's the same layout. That's what allowed us to get 20 cards designed in basically 2 days. So then this one has a layout by itself, and this one features the Artisan Sketch. This, you don't have to have the flower stamp because it's not a stamp. It's actually designer series paper, and that's part of your paper pack that you'll get. And then this one, you don't have to worry about this. This is one of your prize patrols, actually. Hint, hint. You'll get those covered accent dies. They're die cuts, so you just pop them out. Just like this over here, these black little things are part of that set. And so this features the Beautiful Ordinary Life. This one right here features the Velvet in Bloom. I said yesterday on my live that this is my favorite pattern, so we pulled that in. And it features also the velvet paper. So we pulled in all the specialty papers everywhere that we could as well. This one features Sunset Coast. So a variety of cards. And then this one features the Silly Old Friends, or the Pooh set, Pooh Suite. This one features, oh man, mixed paper medley, I think. I think this one has paper medley. Different. But yeah. So, and then this one, Life in Bloom, is the, oh, I lied. There's two things that need stamping. This one and that other one. But again, this is something foliage related. And I know when it comes to flowers and foliage that if you're like me, you have lots of flowers and that you could put something in this pot very easily. So I'm not so worried about that. And then the soccer. Hi, Penny Powell. On the okay. Yeah, I was just reading your comment again, but I got it. Becky said, I'm at work, but have a minute to watch. The 1-year-old is keeping me busy. Eyes on him. Yes, keep the eyes on the 1-year-old. So this is a soccer. I'm so excited. Oh, man, I was so worried about this one. And this one was the designer paper. So you don't even need to have the stamp set. So you'll get a really cool soccer card. So I would have to admit, if I have to be honest with you guys, this soccer set out of all the suites and all the DSP is my least favorite. But I'm blown away that we were able to get you a card that all you need is the sentiment, because you'll get the designer paper, which is where the shoes, the ball, and the trophy cup come from. And I think it would be different if I had boys that were in soccer, right? And even the inside, that is from the designer series paper. So we were really strategic about this one. We originally started off using the stamps and we're like, no, no, no. Oh, I forgot to stamp that. All right, then we have the Waterside Retreat. And all these things will come from your designer series paper as well. And so we made a retirement card. And then this one was Homemade Sweetness. So again, these things are part of, and look at me. Oh yeah, there's a glue dot down there. It's just not stuck there. So this one is the designer paper, is where you get these guys from. So you'll get that one featuring that set. Then we go into the color families. And this is the color family that's the in color. So we kept this one different and by itself. And so it's got that floral accent from the accent dies. That's the die cuts they come like that. And then we have the polka dot back there. So you'll either get polka dots or you'll get stripes, right? So how it works with the color families is the pack comes with one sheet of polka dots and one sheet of stripes. And so you'll either get polka dots or stripes. And this one then, how I got these is there's the color families. Blackberry is part of the neutrals. And so again, you'll get stripes or you'll get the polka dots. And then Peacock is part of the regals that we pulled. We pulled our favorite colors. Now, oh, I should say I pulled my favorite colors. You could pull whatever colors you wanted. Because we did with a black and a white and then black and white, you can you're going to get every sheet of the colors. You're either going to get polka dots or you're going to get stripes. So like in this case, we used Highland Heather. And so these two are similar. And then this one we use Berry Burst. Highland Heather is a subtle, and then Berry Burst is the brights. And so these two layouts are the same with these black things, the accents, and then these two layouts are the same. And you'll be able to do whatever you want. You have creative ability to do whatever you want, just differently. So, but we'll give you so these are your bonus cards. Like these were not intended to be part of the 16. And so I thought, I want more. And if I want more, I know you guys always want more. So we ended up with 20 cards. Hi, Sharon from Texas. Hi, Mary Novak from Kansas City. Is about soccer with him here for 6 weeks. So that soccer card will be perfect for you guys. So I am going to go grab, so I'm going to leave this like this, and look at this. I'll have you stare at the soccer paper just a little bit longer. I just need 20 seconds to get this thing. So Kelly and I have a lot of fun picking out different things for the attendance gifts. And so we had fun with this one. And we always love designing what we can put on it. So it's branded. So this is a little mini vacuum for your desk. And it says, create, tidy, repeat. And it is set up that it is chargeable. And what happens, I don't know if it's charged up or not. We'll have to, I haven't even opened this or not. I haven't opened it to play with it. There is the ability, I wonder if it needs batteries. I'll have to play with it. I literally just took it out of here. But it's a little vacuum, and it's got these little brushly bristles. And when you turn it on, which I don't know how to turn it on, right? So, like, I have to figure that out yet. I'll figure that out by the time I need to. But what happens is you just take it around your desk, and it cleans up all your schnibbles. And then there's a way to empty out the thing. So I haven't played with this enough, so you'll have to forgive me because I wasn't planning on showing this, and I should have looked at it before. But it's a cute little vacuum that will be able to help you keep your desk area nice and tidy, and it's branded with our bees, so it's so exciting. So that is the attendance gift for the Palooza this time. So if you want the Palooza, what you'll have to do is let me know. Now, I will say that 70 people have already registered officially on the official registration form. And so if you haven't done the official registration form, that's where I need you to officially register. This is just to help us when I have it in the class registration form, that helps us tie it together to say, yeah, you want the Palooza, but you also want cards. Now we can calculate your order amount. So the official registration form is used for me to track your payment and also to create your attendance gift with your name on it so that I grab your name. And it has where if you're going in July or August. So what I've got here for you to look at is click here for the event, right? So when you click this, this is for the event registration. Now this confuses people a lot. People will go to this new event registration form and it looks similar to the last one, but now this one is the specific one for the Palooza. So they'll get sidetracked, they'll come in here, they'll finish this, and they'll think that they're done. But they still need to hit the X button and come back and get the rest of the whole July class registration filled out. And you can find information on the event by clicking that button, which takes you to my website, which has all the details about all of it. And see, that even says 16. So I've got to go in here now and update that. Now we've got everything, and that's what it all includes. And the pricing is in here. So when you click X, it takes you right back to here. So do you not want it? Did you already register for it? Or are you newly registering for it? So if you're new and you're just registering for it now, you put yes to go box, and then you want to make sure you come up here, click the link to fill out the registration form. Now, if you've already registered for it to get it in July, you just hit registered for it in July. That will help us cross-check what you signed up for. Okay, if you have any questions about the Palooza, just let me know. But again, this works. I just don't know how to make it work. I haven't discovered that yet. So, all right, I didn't do the homework. So, here's the deal. We have 70 people registered already, and we are planning for 80 at the moment. If I get 10 more people to register today just for the event, like that officially fill out the registration form, and we're at 80, I will consider, because all of my dies are still sitting on my counter upstairs, they're all marked with 80, but if I already see that more people sign up today, I can easily adjust that, and we have the bandwidth to make it, let's say 84 or 86. I don't want to have to say no to people if it's something that if somebody wants it, right? So if there are people that were on the fence and now that you've seen the cards, get that registration form in. And then in a couple hours, if I go in there and look at it and I see that 6 more people signed up, I might be like, okay, we need to do like 4 more, or we need to do 8 more. And it's so much easier to do that now versus kitting up 8 more on the back end later and pulling all the dies back out and pulling all the cardstock back out and blah, 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 blah. You guys get it, right? So just if you haven't filled out the official form and you want to, just do it right away. That would really help me. All right, I'm begging. Ink, paper, and I don't beg a lot. So we're at a point where like we could adjust our number right now. Ink, paper, scissors. I do that with Kelly this month, and it's featuring Valley and Bloom. And so Valley and Bloom features the Lily of the Valley stamp set. Now, we designed this ink, paper, scissors, and we definitely used the stamp set. Annette says she thinks she'll be doing more cutting. So yes, you guys, Annette is technically upstairs right now watching, and she's prepped everything to say 84, and she's pulled cardstock for 84 because I keep a sample set to make for the online, and I have a set for Kelly, and I have a set for Jolene, right? So if you guys, if we need to, we can easily adjust it to say 90, right? So again, we can trust her. She's on standby waiting for me to say. So, all right. So we have Valley and Bloom ink, paper, scissors. And I was saying that we did use the stamps. So if you don't have the stamps, what else could you use? That's what you're going to have to get creative. This is the card that doesn't necessarily use the stamps except for the happy birthday. Our die cutters did die cut all the little balls of the flowers. They cut the leaves. And so this one is pretty much intact. But the other 3 all have a stamped image. That one comes from here. And then the Thinking of You comes from a different stamp set. But if you don't have this stamp set, what other flowery thing could you put in the middle there? And then this one is the stamp of the leaves and the flowers too. And then we colored it in with a Stella pen. And then also with one of these shimmer pens, we colored in the little bulbs. And then this one too is very similar, where it's got that stamp right there and the leaves. So generally we try to design more where there's not focal images, but I couldn't imagine my die cutters cutting out all that stuff times 4 cards. So we kept it a little bit more simple for the die cutters, and you guys get to experience using the stamps. And so those are the 4 cards for ink, paper, scissors. And ink, paper, scissors is $34 plus shipping. And then you can decide if you want to go kits mailed or porch pickup or in person with Kelly or not at all. All right, so that's the ink, paper, scissors class. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. Annette does rock. She rocks the party. She definitely does. And you guys, the other thing is, Chris Duderenke helps me with my attendance gifts. So I know at this moment we're at like 80, 84 because I keep one, Callie keeps one, Jolene keeps one, right? And we always do multiples of 4. So I need to talk to Chris Duderenke if I do, I have to connect with her too for more if we end up adding numbers to that. So both Chris and Annette are on standby with me. All right, the next one is the Suite class. So this is another core class that I offer. It's called Moonlight Flora Suite class. It features the Fern and Flora stamp set. I do this card class with Rose Coleman. So if you are in Canada and you would like to do this class, you can reach out to Rose Coleman, and she kits up these cards, this class in Canada, and sends it out. I kit this class up and send it out in the United States. So she's a colleague of mine, and we work together and collaborate on a couple classes. So this is the one where I design and she offers in Canada, and then the technique class is the one she designs and then I offer in the US. So definitely reach out to her if you're looking for this class. It is available. And then what happens on this one is we really didn't use the stamps a lot. We went heavier on the die cutting because I had Marianne helped with a lot of this die cutting, and Anna Rabidou helped with a lot of this intricate die cutting. They rocked it. So I have the best helpers in the world. This is the word set does come from this set. And then we did use the focal images on the inside from the set. But then here's another one where we let the die cutting. So Diane calls this the alien. It's kind of hard to see it. And that's that pink thing here. She says it's the alien foliage. And so that one looks like that. And then we have the tiger, Tony the tiger. And Thinking of You comes from Forever Floral. It doesn't even come from this set. And then we used that flower set on the inside. And then this one is just a sentiment as well. And the designer series paper is so pretty in this Fern and Flora set. So again, it's Moonlit Flora Suite. And this one is $22 plus shipping, or it's free with an order. If you need your card kits mailed to you, it's a $60 order. And I have that listed in here. The pricing is listed. On these, I always have a spot where you can click here to go right to the event information. And just remember, you can hit the back button. So yes, I want those mailed to me as well. And so that is the Suite class called Moonlit Flora. And it's one of Connie's favorite sets. Hi, Linda. Okay, next on the list is Let's Just Stamp. Let's Just Stamp. We had to pull from something that we've already used, and it's Paradise by the Dashboard Light Garden. And it's okay. We used it we featured this set in the card benefit, and then we featured it again for game night. So then we pulled it out. It had been a couple, 2 months. It was April, was game night. So we brought this one back. And I think we'll be done using the Boutique Blossom paper. I feel like you guys are probably getting sick of me using it, but we had 3 more sheets left to use up. And so we came up with these 3 cards that feature the new ink colors. And it's the Hydrangea Hue one. And this is a new die set, Botanical Expressions or something along those lines. And Anna Rabidou's already cut out all of those for you. And she cut out all these little side actions for your foliage. So all you need for this one is a sentiment. And then we did use the stamp there with Versamark on the Hydrangea Hue here, just to give it that tone-on-tone look. And so you would need some sort of foliage, or you could leave it blank and not stamp leaves there. This features the Golden Glow. And this stamp is the same one that I just showed you in the Palooza. It's the foliage one. Now with this one, we embossed it with gold. You gotta get some gold to get the girl. So that gold is using Versamark, a heat gun, and the embossing powder of gold. Now, if you don't want to use it, you could potentially get by. We matted the inside, it's double matting, with pecan pie. And so you could potentially get by with pecan or Golden Glow ink if you don't have embossing set up at your house. But again, we used one stamp right in the middle here for the sentiment, and then that foliage. Now this one, we pulled out the flowers, and there's a flower set here, and then there's a single flower there, that guy right there. And so we stamped those, and then we had 2 of the green leaves and 2 of those green leaves. So we did use this, but again, you guys, if you have flowers at home, you could use other flowers and make your own little floral arrangement. You're gonna get a piece of white cardstock that is a 5.5 by 4.25. That's a scrap for you to stamp all your things on it. And then the thank you fits in that banner perfectly, and that banner does come from Paradise Garden. So, all right, and then we've got that on the inside. So let's just stamp 3 cards, and then when you look at this, it says, click here to see the event. It's $19 plus shipping, or you can place an order to get it for free. And the order amounts are different versus in person and mailed. So I'm going to get yes to go kits mailed. All right, monthly class. Monthly class is a little bit cohesive this month. Normally, monthly class is not very cohesive. It's 3 random things. But for this month, what we ended up doing is working with Beautiful Ordinary Life. And that is, the stamp set is called Extraordinary Life. And then we pulled in all of Flutter. So we used those 2 sets on here. And on this one, we featured the butterflies. So for the butterflies, that one's loose. I wondered, he looked crooked to me. I could tell he wasn't grounded properly, so we can fix that. Hang on. You can tell I stamped it bad. So we actually, Annette, she punched out all your butterflies for you. So you'll get 1 of each of the colors. And if you don't have the stamp here to go with it, you could always just sponge the edges of the butterfly and you would still get the ambiance of the butterfly. Oh, I popped that one up and I didn't pop up any of the other ones, but that's okay. So you don't have to stamp them, but the stamp comes from all of Flutter. So this die cut here comes from the Beautiful Ordinary Life. That's already die cut. We pulled in some pool party retired ribbon. It just worked perfectly with the card. It needed to be on there. And then we got the eyelet embossing folder. So, and then we've got a butterfly on the inside, made it into a birthday card. So that's one. This one, I was so excited about this, with the honeycombs. So there's all this honeycomb stuff in with the dies. And so we made a little honeycomb scene here with that designer paper and the notebook thing. And then for this, everybody's going to get a little scrap of white in their kit, because you'll need to sponge yellow ink and then stamp it and then punch it. So that's how we did that one. And so if you, again, butterflies, I feel like people have a lot of butterfly stuff at home so that you could do whatever you would need to for butterflies. All right, so that's that one. And then this one features some of that new washi tape from Sunshine Happiness, maybe, or Summer Happiness. There's a new, it's on pre-order right now, and 1 roll was enough to kit up the class, which was perfect. So everybody will get, so Annette and I put this washi tape on the white piece of paper, so that's all set for you. And then you'll just have to stamp a sentiment there, and cute fun card. So it features no designer series paper really, because we used the washi tape as the background image. So very good. So that's monthly class. Monthly class is the same cost as the Let's Just Stamp. And so it's 19 plus shipping, or you can place an order to get it for free. Okay, so those are the 4 core classes. Then every 3 months, we do a quarterly order-based class, is what I call it. And I started doing this one back in 2022. So it'll be a 4-year anniversary for this class coming up. And so once a quarter, to help us finish our sales as strong as possible, and it was just me in the beginning, but now Diane does this one with me, we create a class, and it's free with an order to customers. But one of the benefits or team perks of being on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, is you have the ability to buy this class versus place an order. So this class is either $22 if you're on my team, or if you're on my team, you can also place an order to get it for free, because sometimes people like to do that too. But otherwise, it's free with an order. And it's a $60 order. So it's called Opulent Oasis Order-Based Class. And so that's what's next in the list here. And the stamps are great. I like that. I love these words. I love the font up here. This is, when I do my $1 million set, I said to them, I like the scripty, cursive-y, but readable. Like, I want to be able to read it. I don't want it so tight and little that you can't read it. And then the font like that where it's printed. So one of the cards will feature these flowers, right? We had to. So that is this guy right here. And it was the last one. It was the struggle bus, most of the struggle bus we had. But it came together when we decided to use the stamps. And so if you don't have those stamps specifically, other flower stamps will work. And so it's a special thanks. And we pulled in, so the blast from the past. We did this with the Blackberry Beauty class last October. This is the Dainty Delight designer paper, which was free during sale-a-bration about 3 years ago. So you might recall it. It is not current. You cannot buy it unless you buy it from a used stamp site or a used stamp sale or eBay or wherever. But it is what we use for this class because it worked perfectly to pair it with Opulent Oasis. Yeah, we could have used Boutique Blossoms, but you guys, we've been using that. We don't need it. Like, we need another hole in the head. Like, so we needed to pull something different in. And this is perfect because here we could feature that oval pattern from Dainty Designs, and we put Best Wishes in the middle, which is from the Opulent Oasis. And then this one, Have a Fabulous Day, is on the outside. Then on the inside, we have Sending Happy Thoughts, which is from the set. And then we've pulled in some butterflies from a different set. I wonder where they're from. They're from Bordered and Beauty Stamps. So that's where the butterflies, but that's the paper that was in the Dainty Designs. It was so pretty. It's so pretty. And then the last one is the humdimmer of them all. So if you guys know Anna Rebedu, you should send her a note and tell her thank you. She ran all of this through the impressions plate. Then she ran it back through the die cutter. So she's already die cut and embossed this stuff for you. And all you need to do is take a sponge dauber and color the flowers. And so it shows you how the impression thing really takes a die. So this is actually a die that does this. So it's kind of like the hybrid. So all you need is a sentiment, which we did pull from here as well. So one card features that die that is special, and then that we struggle bust for about a half hour to 45 minutes before. Kelly looked it up and said, no, you need to do it like this. I'm like, oh, okay. So we figured it out. So we'll talk about that when we do class. We'll pull out the impressions plate and show you how that works. So yeah, so that's Opulent Oasis. Again, it's for customers. It's free with an order, a $60 order. For my team, you have the option of doing an order, or you can pay for it. And so on here, the registration form does say that it's order-based. And so it's free with a $60 order, or Be Happy Stamper pricing is, oh, I forgot to write $22. Ha ha. I got to update that. So this is the order B, and the pricing needs to get updated. It's supposed to say 22 there. So I'm going to say to-go kits mailed with me. All right. So there's that. Next, the Technique Club class. I had mentioned that I do this class with Rose. She's working on designing her cards today, so they weren't ready in time for me to show them off in the showcase, but she is featuring the Splash and Relax stamp set. And you could decide yes or no if you want that. I'll put yes, but no or porch pickup. And then there's a Silly Old Bear sampler class that Kelly and I did. Now, I will have to give Kelly credit. I was really busy working on designing 20 cards with Diane for the Palooza. So Kelly was this, and Kelly was upstairs at the same time we were, and we were all going back and forth and giving ideas and feedback. So it was a collaborative effort, but I have to say Kelly really knocked this one out of the ballpark. I have to give her all the credit. Like, it was like 95% us, and then 95% her and 5% us is what that was supposed to say. So I'm going to pull the sampler here. And this is the first time we've ever done an 11 by 14 sampler. And the frame that you're going to want to buy is from Michael's, and it's on sale now for $8. It's not this one. This is 9 by 9, but this is the color, and it's called Blonde. And when you put that next to this, I think it's the perfect color. Now, you could pick any other frame you wanted, but we picked that one for a reason, because we thought it would match really nicely with the beige. And I have a note on here. The frame can be purchased separately from Michael's. Click here for the link. So this takes you right to the Michael's website where you can purchase it. Look, it's $7. And you could maybe get it for porch pickup. Not porch pickup. Go to Michael's and pick it up. But there's a link. Okay, so just know that by clicking that, it takes you out of the registration form. And so you need to come back in here. Come back home to the registration form. And so you can find information here. Again, Kelly made this yesterday right before she left. She did not have time to photograph it. So you're going to have to go off of this and remembering that this is the Silly Old Bear sampler class. She's coming tomorrow to photograph it, and we'll insert the graphic tomorrow. So you can decide if you want to-go kits mailed or if you want porch pickup. Again, this ships with everything that ships out of here on like July 10th to the 14th, right? It's part of our regular shipping because Kelly and I work together and we collaborate. So this is, you'll get a half a pack of the Winnie the Pooh designer paper, 2 sheets of the two-tone in beige, a sheet of the espresso cut up and already ready for you. All of these cardstock pieces, anything die cut will be die cut. And then what you need to do is pull out your scenes from your designer paper and you'll put your characters together. But it turned out phenomenal. And so this would be the great addition to any Pooh lover's room. So cool. I love it. So that's the frame. This is $42 plus shipping. And shipping on this one is a little bit more because it's the 12 by 12 paper that's going out, right? So this becomes like a base class that we would use, and anything else could be added to your package. So yeah, so great job to Kelly on the design on this. She knocked it out of the ballpark. It's perfect. And so again, it was nice. She said normally we were going to do a 12 by 12. But when I told her that the frame was 11 by 14, it gave her a little bit more bandwidth to make the scenes the way she did. And so she could pull in that designer paper and add stuff like this. It worked out really great. So yeah, the sampler turned out good. So again, this is, you guys, at this moment, we didn't know how much to forecast because we didn't know it's very specific to Winnie the Pooh lovers. But you guys have been showing the love for the Winnie the Pooh. We had 116 for the Stamp-A-Stack, and we had 74 that we kitted up for the honey pots. So Kelly's, we did an initial assessment, an initial forecast, and the forecast is 40. So she's going to monitor and keep an eye on that. And throughout the day and tomorrow and on Sunday, if we see that it's 40, like, or let's say there's 30 people that, like, let's say a lot of people are getting, we can adjust that number very easily. We can go up to 80 for this. So it's great. Like, we have the bandwidth to do more, but we had to pick a number and we went with 40. So for you guys to do your registrations early will help us really forecast so that we're not scrambling right before shipping day. So, all right. So that is the sampler. One more look at that so you can see that. Again, the frame will be for you guys to get. All right. Next, what she also was working on this week was the Bikes and Blooms Paper Pumpkin Altered and Edited class. Now, we're always a month behind on that because we get our pumpkins. So my pumpkin arrived last week, and then we opened it up on Tuesday, and we design, and then we have it ready for a showcase. So it's a really fast turnaround time for the designing. And we take the pumpkin. And so she did this class already yesterday morning. So if you guys want to watch, she only put one of each of the cards together. So 3 cards together yesterday. And so for the pumpkin, how it works is the pumpkin comes with the design for 3 cards. So it's called Bikes and Blooms. And the instructions show here you get 3 of each design, right? And it always comes with the stamps and that. And you guys, we have at this moment 6 of the boxes, the full kit. So if you missed signing up for this because you didn't think it was that great or whatever reason, or you missed it because it ran out, but we have 6 of these boxes here to ship out. So if you do register for a box, like for the most part, if you get your registration in sooner rather than later, we'd have a box for you. Because you do need the kit to make the alternative class. So if you don't want the alternative class and you want the kit, that works too. It'll be 3 of each of the designs. Now, how we offer the pumpkin, and most of you who've been doing pumpkin now with us since March or April, what we do is we have 2 options. Sometimes people want to make the original set of cards, so they have that set, but then they're okay doing something else with the rest. So option 1 is making 1 each of the 3 original designs, and then how we have it set up with your other pieces, you could make 5 more cards and 2 of each card, and then these are the 5 designs. So she used some of the envelope paper, which was really cool. It uses that. So she would die cut all this stuff for you to add that to your card. And then this guy looks like that and opens like that. So she again used the envelope paper. So you'd do 2 of this one. You'd get to make 2 of this one. And then this is how she re-engineered these. And so again, collaborative effort, because there was different things that she was doing, and I'm like, no, 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 how about that? And then she'd come by like, what about this? And so it was a lot of back and forth, but she ultimately was the brainchild for this. And it's really cute, this little thing. She's got that hanging off the bike. So that's the one. And again, it's different, right? So that is this bike right here. So we made the card look different, and then we made it into an easel card. So then this one features that bike, but again, completely changed it up and added layer, and then added that. That's must be part of the pumpkin set, and just changed it around a bit. And then this one, I love this one, with the Lost Lagoon and the pecan. And so again, that features that, but it's this bike, right? Because it comes printed on that yellow. So what we did is we zhushed it up by adding some layers, and it's different because it added a pecan layer and a Lost Lagoon layer, so it makes it pop a lot more. So with the pumpkin, again, option 1 is making these 3 plus these 10. So pretend there's 2 of each card here. But if you don't want to make any of these, that's where option 3 comes in. Option 3 is you would make 15 cards, and it would be 3 of each of these. And there's 5, right? So you'd make 15 cards like this and none like this. But again, you need to use the you need to have the pumpkin. And so option 2 is basically option 1 with the box, and option 4 is option 3 with the box. So that is the Bikes and the Blooms Paper Pumpkin Alternative class. All right. So when you go into the registration form here and you look at this, oh, and then my pen, this, right? Oh no! US Cellular got sold out to T-Mobile, and they want me to switch to T-Mobile. Wait, I don't want to. You can't make me. Oh no! T-Mobile apps and feature will be installed. Some apps from your previous service provider that no longer need will be removed, but your personal data files will remain safe. How do I don't want to right now. Wait, I'm in the middle of a live. We can't do this right now. Ah! Oh, yeah, not good. Ah! All right, we lost that. So, oh, but the alternatives with the dangling side made me smile. Oh, good. Okay, so you guys, it's going to do a thing. Well, while it's doing its thing, let me think about what was next, because I feel like we made it to the very end. All right, I have a few things around me that we'll talk about until I get my phone restarted, and I think that the Google form should save. Anyways, we'll keep cruising. I have the Designer Series paper sampler. So those that are newer to me don't know about this. It is, I have 7 or 6 left of the most current one. And it is a sampling. You get the little 2x2 squares and the cardstock swatches on the side. And it helps you to show the paper to your customers. Or if you're an avid crafter, it helps you with color coordination. So I do have at the moment either 6, but maybe 7 left of the DSP sampler. It's $30 plus shipping. All right, so that is one thing that's still available. Then the Honey Pots class. This is coming up on Tuesday. So it's not in the registration form because it's technically a June class, but Kelly is making 8 more of these up. So she has 8 more available. And this is her Honey Pots class that she did well, it's coming up on Tuesday, so it's for June. But if you do want this, if you want one of the 8, it could go in the past classes section. So let's see here. If this is, oh man, that was really fast. It's still doing its thing. Okay, so this is like an ink, paper, scissors, but it wasn't. It includes a 1/4 pack of designer paper, the in color dots, and the Golden Glow ribbon. Now, the sad thing is that the Golden Glow ribbon and the in color dots are not available. So if you do want one of the 8 remaining ones, you'll have to hang tight, and you'll have to get that. It'll ship in August, okay? Because they are available like the 3rd week of July, so we can't quite buy them, but she'll have the kits ready. And if you'd want a different embellishment or a different gem of equal value, we could also swap that out too to get you your kits faster, because maybe you have that ribbon or the gems at home. We could swap it out easily, so because she hasn't bought that yet. So those are the Honey Pots and Happy Thoughts. Let's see here. Is it gonna, I clicked too fast. Registration. Let's see if it pops back up. Oh, sad face. Is it going to populate? It's still thinking. Oh, man. Okay, so normally for you guys, if you go out and come back in, it should autofill or auto-populate your information. But because I think my phone had to do a restart, I lost stuff. Yep. So I can cruise. Oh no, here it is. Look, Mita. Christine Bertram. It's all here. It auto-saved. Yay. Yay. Wonderful news. Look at this. All the way down. And here we were at the Silly Old Bear. Bikes and Blooms. That's where we were. So I'm going to say I want option 3. I don't want any of the paper pumpkin alternatives, and I have my own box. So that's what I'm going with 3. Now, all right, here we go. So please indicate if you place an order or plan to place an order to get any of the classes for free. So, oh, I need to add on there order-based. So one of the options here needs to be order-based. You guys, I always find things. So it'd be great if you guys could give me 15 minutes after my live is done so I can go update that before you register. But I need to add the order-based class there because that is another class that you can order to get for free. So let's add that. So tell me which classes you're going to plan to place orders for. And then this is where, would you like to add any past classes, paper pumpkins, or events to the registration? And so you might say, I want the honey pots, right? And you could say, I also want the velvet meadow that I did last night. So this is free open text that you can put whatever you want here. All right, so we'll be going through past classes in a little bit. Like if you want the DSP sampler, that would be later though. So, all right, past classes, good. Oh, look, it'll stop you if it says none, like, right? Or if you're planning to place an order to get a class for free, it needs an answer here. And you can check multiple, right? So I do need to add order base, but I'm going to just put here, let's just stamp in monthly. I'm planning to place an order. Now I should be able to hit next. And now there's some additional things that are part of here. So every month we try to do a pre-registration for the next month for the paper pumpkin. So next month's paper pumpkin in July is called Hooray for Birthdays. And we're going to get our pumpkins, design a class, and offer it in August. So we're always 1 month behind. But this will tell us approximately who wants to do it and if you want a box or not. Because if you do want a box, a paper pumpkin box through us, we can set up our account to have it shipped directly to you from Stampin' Up! So there's not extra shipping. So you can say, oh yeah, you know what, this time I'm going to get a box from Chris and Kelly, and I do want all 3 of them, and I don't want any paper pumpkin alternatives. And so if you pick option 2 or 4, I'm going to go into my subscription, or Kelly's going to go into her subscription, and we're going to set up one of our pumpkins to ship to you directly. So just know if you pick that, we're setting it up, and we'll include that amount in your your August registration form. Okay, a heads up on a new suite that Stampin' Up! Is featuring. Diane and I haven't had a chance to design this, but we are going to be doing a Stamp-a-Stack in August. And we're trying to get a preliminary feelers out there about how many people are interested in doing the Violet Dream Stamp-a-Stack with us. We don't know if it's going to be 5 designs and 3 of each, or if it's going to be 4 designs and 4 of each, or maybe it will be unique cards, all 15. We don't know. It's just going to be a Stamp-a-Stack. It's usually between 15 and 16 cards. And the team pricing will have an option. I don't know if it'll be 22 or if that might vary too, but it might be 25. It just depends on how much cardstock goes into it. But the cost is $55. It includes DSP, a full pack, the ribbon, the gems, and then however many envelopes we need for the cards. And so this is just a preliminary pre-registration. And the question is, are you interested in it? And it's either mailed, porch pickup, in person, or do you want Be Happy Stampers pricing with either mailed or porch pickup? And so that will help us gauge, well, we're going to design this class next week. It'll help us gauge how many people we need to plan for. All right, so that's just a pre-read. Yeah, I definitely want it. Give me the whole thing. All right, now this is where, if you guys, this is a little book. So Stampin' Up! Is coming out with something new and exciting. And I was in the home office last week for training, and they showed it to us. And they've been showing it. They showed it on stage, and they've asked us not to say anything to customers quite yet. So some of you who are customers and not demonstrators may have heard, and I guess I don't want to be the one that spoils it, right? I don't want to be that demonstrator that somebody says, well, she was talking about it and she wasn't supposed to be. I'm not going to be that demonstrator that gets talked about. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but by looking, and the graphic is underneath, there's a graphic underneath and it doesn't look normal. So maybe you can get a hint of what's coming. There's something coming, and they haven't announced it to the customer base yet because they're trying to get a feel for what demonstrators think of it, and they're offering it. So that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, is you get early access to products. And so on Tuesday, we were able to access this machine and the bundles that go with it and the consumable items that go with it. And so I just ordered it. And I thought to myself, wow, this was kind of a big investment. And how can I don't own one. I don't own a different brand. I don't own a previous, like it's new to me. And so I've watched videos that Stampin' Up done on how to use the product. So I'm like, how can I best utilize this product in my business and to help my team as much as possible? So I've decided that I'm going to take the products that I bought and I'm going to design a card class. And I'm going to offer 4 designs and kit up 2 of each design. So I'm going to call it a make a card, send a card class. And it's going to feature this new product line. And I don't know what it will all, like the cards will look like. They're going to be specific to the bundles that I purchased. So I'm not, so the class is different in a sense that you will need to have this machine at your house, or like if we offer it in person, you could come here and do it, but you would need the machine to complete the cards, and you would need the consumable. There's 3 consumable different colored items that you would need to get to be able to complete your cards. I can't ask my helpers to do the process that this machine does for 100 people or 20 people or 80 people. I feel like they would cry inside when I asked. So how I'm going to do the class is you would need to have the machine tool, and then you would have to have the 3 consumable colors. And then if you purchase that machine from me and the 3 consumable items, you would get my kitted class for free. Also, Stampin' Up is doing a craft class, a virtual craft class that will be sent out to people in January. So you get 2 classes basically, one kitted for me, completely separate and different than what Stampin' Up's offering, and then the Stampin' Up virtual class. Now, I tried to figure out how my team could help with this and how my team could benefit, because I always try to help my team grow. And my thought with that is, if there's somebody in my team, okay, so I have to say, you guys, my customer base is about 75% demonstrators. So I'm thinking that the majority of you already know what it is I'm talking about. And for the other 25%, I will tell you as soon as I possibly can, and I will share it. But for the 75% that are that are demonstrators, a lot of you are on my team too that watch me. So if you're listening to this and you're on my team, I'm going to send an email out to my team and say, hey team, I'm designing a class and I don't want to take away a sale of this machine thing from somebody on my team per se. And so what I'm going to do is reach out to my team and say, hey, if you'd like to piggyback off of my class and offer my class to any of your customers as a free kitted class for them purchasing the machine through you, then I'm going to work with my team to see if my team would also want to do this same kitted class. And so that's where I'm at. All of this came up on Thursday. So I haven't had much bandwidth or time to think about it, except for I know I'm going to do a class. I'm going to offer it as kitted and extend the invitation to my team to also, they could kit it up to offer the class for free if somebody orders it from them as their customer. So that's all I can have on here. So if you guys read through that, mostly what I just explained is what I tried to write here. And what I want to know is, for demonstrators who already know what this is, I'm trying to gauge interest in this class, because if I have only 2 people out of 100 that fill out this registration form that say that they're interested in getting the machine from me, I'm probably not going to design a class, and that's going to tell me that there's no interest, right? So, but sometimes you have to build it and they will come, right? So I guess I'm going to play it by ear, but I'm trying to gauge interest. So when you get to this question, you're not a demo, but can't wait to hear more about it when you're able to. That's an option. Or a demo on my team and interested in buying the kitted class, because my team will have the option to buy the kitted class. Or you're a demo not on my team and interested in buying the machine supplies from Christine to get the kitted class. So I'm trying to gauge how many people are going to pick this. And so I'm going to say I'm a demo on my team and I want the kitted class. So I'm just trying to, again, forecast. You guys are helping me forecast. So it's kind of like doing a little survey. Julie says, yep, I wasn't happy about that switch either. Oh man, so now I'm on T-Mobile. Oh man, it says it right here, T-Mobile. Oh, well, hopefully it stays working very good. All right, Pat Settle just asked a question about game night. Pat, we're doing game night. We pushed it to August. And that is because July ended up having the Palooza and a lot of stuff. So we pushed the game night from July. It was originally on the calendar for the 30th of no, it was originally on the calendar for the 25th of June. We pushed it to, you can mark this on your calendar. It's called Create and Play now. So I did change the name of the class to Create and Play, and it's August 6th. Okay, so just so you know that class did get moved out. So you can mark your calendar though. All right, Sherry Ott, hello. Hi, Jenna Helms. How is the pool coming along? I know that you started breaking ground on that in the middle of May. And is it done? Are you swimming in it? Can I come over and play? Tyler and I are coming to visit you, FYI. I need to tell you the dates. We're hoping to camp in your backyard again, FYI. So, all right. Would you like to add any Cards by Christine exclusive items? Okay, the desk caddy, right, with tools. We have this caddy, right? This is the older version, but let me show you the new version. So, the new version is just set up a little differently with the mini glue dots on the side here. And then we've got the taller things in the back. But I've got a Be Happy Stampers version, and I have a Be Happy. So the Be Happy is 25 and the Be Happy Stampers one is 20. It's a little perk for being on the team as discounted pricing on certain things. And then, so that's the caddy. The bow maker looks like this. And so that helps me make my bows. There's a small glue holder. That's what this looks like. We have ink erasers, adhesive erasers, and cloth garbages. And the cloth garbages, I've got a few to pick from for designs at the moment. I've got this. So these are really great. You set them next to you and you can put your garbage in them or your remote control or your whatnots. So there's one pattern here. I've got this pattern available, and there's this pattern at the moment, right? And then, so Annette makes these, and she does a fabulous job, and she's got a bunch more ready for me too. I just haven't gotten them yet. So that is a cloth garbage. The team pricing on that is $15, and the non-team pricing is $20. So again, that's another little thing that we can offer, a little incentive for being a team member, right? And it's open to all Be Happy Stampers. So you can figure out, I want a cloth garbage, I want a caddy, right? So you can add that stuff on here. Would you like a DSP sampler? So that's what I had shown you off a little earlier, was the DSP sampler. And I do have some old ones as well. So if you're new to me and you'd like the past ones, I have like 2 to 3 left of some of these last ones. But if you already signed up for it, great, that's fine. But it's the May through August OE, which is Online Exclusives Catalog DSP Sampler. Then, do you want any product shares? So the product share is this stuff. So I've got a 6x6 sampling of everything. You could also pick 6x12 or the 12x12. Now, some of this is hard because there are designer papers that are out of stock. So I wouldn't be able to fulfill a DSP sampler until August once the rest of the paper comes back in. But I do have a few of the embellishment shares available, which is a cool sampling of everything from March and May that came out. And so I do have maybe 2 or 3 left of the embellishment share. And then for the DSP, I do have this one 6x6 that's available. And then if you are interested in the 6x12 or the 12x12 or the ribbons, you have to pick it, and then I'll just tell you when it's going to be available. What's up?
Vellum 3x4.
What about it?
The vellum 3x4.
It's 3x4. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, do you have more of them? Yes, I forgot to put that in the form. Wait, am I supposed to ask people how many they like? Am I supposed to?
If anyone's interested, because I have to see if I can get the fabric. So I kind
You want to know how many?
If people would be.
I forgot to put it in the registration form. Okay, I'm so glad you brought that. That's why you came down.
No, I came down for the vellum actually.
The card is right here.
And the bags that aren't made are mostly bees.
Oh, okay.
And I think there might be a Wisconsin badger.
Okay. That's the vellum.
Guy. Got it.
Okay. So what Annette is just trying to tell me is that she has more cloth garbages. She has a Wisconsin badger one. She's got some bee ones, right? So if you're looking for something like that, she's going to have them to me soon. And we're going to talk about this little guy momentarily. Okay. So if you want a DSP sampler product share, that's this section right here. Just know too, if you get the whole shebang, which is the ribbon, the embellishments, and the paper, you get to pick free classes, okay? So that's the product share. The next thing is the sweet shares. Sweet shares are something like this. A sweet share takes the sweet. Hi, big boy. What's up? The sweet share takes and gives you a half a pack of the designer paper, 2 sheets of cardstock from each of the colors of paper that are listed that coordinate with it, and it gives you 2 yards of ribbon and a half a pack of the gems that go with it. So this is an example of a sweet share for garden poetry. This is a one for Scenic Coast that's available. And then I have the Delicate Dreams. I just need to add the gems to this. So this is what a sweet share would look like. And again, it gives you, right off the bat, it gives you everything that you need to start making cards that feature that sweet. So, very perfect. And so I gotta add a sheet of cardstock to each of those. Okay, so it gives you 2 sheets of each cardstock. So I'm glad I looked at that. So I just realized that it's very possible that I mailed out a couple because Annette helped me with that. And I have to look back if people got, oops, sorry, Tigger. There should be 2 sheets of cardstock in there. So, all right. So I have those available. And so you can say, yep, I want the garden poetry one. Perfect. Now, this cloth garbage, back to this. So I need to add, you guys, if you could just wait a moment. I'm going to put another item in the pre-registration for the Pooh cloth garbage. I have a lot of Pooh fans. I know that there are like Pooh fanatics. Highland cow garbage bag. So Jean, I can ask Annette if she could. It's all about finding the fabric, right? It's if she can find the fabric, yes. But if she can't find the fabric, then no. But she has Winnie the Pooh here. And this is Feline Mays. Feline already staked claim to this one. And it's got really cool Winnie the Pooh scenes on here. So Annette can make more of this. She wants to know how many of these she would need to make for people. So around, hi kitten, around the area where the exclusive items are, I'm going to add one spot. Tigger, excuse me, buddy. You're excused, Mom. So around the area here, I'm going to insert one that says Winnie the Pooh hanging cloth garbage. And that will help Annette. She really wants to know, should she make 5 of these? Should she make 2 of these? Should she make 10? And I know that I need to ask that because there's a lot of people who love Winnie the Pooh. So if you guys, again, hold the phone on doing your registration. As soon as I'm done being live, I can take 20 minutes or 10 minutes and I will go tweak the things that need to get tweaked. Okay, then we were down here with the beekeeper guide. So a lot of you have access to it. If you click here, it takes you into the beekeeper's guides, and I have all of them here since last January. So we've been doing the beekeeper's guide for a year and a half. And this is a great reference tool. So it's really cool because at the beginning, we have it hyperlinked so that if you're up here at the beginning and you're looking for embossing folders, you can go to the section with embossing folders and it takes you right to them. And it shows all the embossing folders that are current as of, this was January. So it doesn't, well, maybe this includes the March on, I can't remember if it includes the March online exclusives or not. But what it looks like is if you print it at home, or if you want me to print it, this is $15 and it has everything printed in color. So Diane and I used this a lot yesterday, the last 2 days. We're looking for a specific stamp and we can go through and look through the stamps and be like, okay, that's the one that we want, right? And it helped us find things faster. So it's a very good reference tool. If you guys aren't utilizing it, you should be. For those of you, it's you free access to those on my team, and also for those people who are customers of mine. And I just don't know how to get out of here now. Hang on. I forget how to do this. There's like a back button. I wonder if, oh, there it is. Haha, it's at the top. So hit back and back. And then again, you need to get back to the registration form. But I don't want one printed. I'm good. I can always access it via the electronic. And then has Kelly seen, yes, she did see that garbage. And she didn't know it was for sale. So I offered it to Feline Mays. And Feline Mays instantly said yes. And so that's why Annette is going to make more. So Annette says, if there are any interest in certain fabric, they should contact me directly so I can reach out to see if my fabric. I don't want to buy without an okay. Yes. So how about this? I will put a specific spot right here. So like jean shoot, I will put another option here that says, I want to talk to Annette about a cloth garbage. And if that gets checked, then what I will do is I will connect Annette and I will connect whoever's asking for something specific, okay? Then back down here, we want to go, I want a poo bag for sure. Kimberly says, yay. Okay, so buddy, this is not the time or place to be licking your wares down there. Oh my goodness, let's not look at that. Okay, so Stamping on the Seas with Cards by Christine. Okay, are you done? Yeah, Mom, sorry, I didn't mean to do that on the live. I just had to take care of my business. Okay, buddy. Okay, this is where you're going to stay, huh? So, Stamping on the Seas with Cards by Christine. He missed me, apparently. So, we did a lot of work on this week, and there is an event now on my website, and you can find details. There's cruising details, and then there are crafting details. So, definitely check that out. And then here's the official registration form. So again, it takes you out of my class registration form and it brings you into this registration form. Anybody who's doing the crafting part with me needs to fill this out. You and your roommate. And if your roommate's not doing the crafting part, your roommate doesn't need to fill it out. Only people who are doing the crafting part. And so you could put here, I already reserved my cabin. Yes, I want to go, maybe or no, right? So then click that. And then now you get to select. Are you doing in-person porch pickup, shipping classes around the 10th, or are you getting the Palooza? Originally, we had every intention that everything was going to ship on the 10th. Well, we were a little late with ordering the acrylic pins that go with the Palooza. They're bees. They're amazing. They're our logo bee, and then it says Summer Palooza 2026. So that is going to arrive on the 13th, okay? So we're going to have all the boxes staged and ready to go, but if you're getting the Palooza, we're just going to hold your box until the pin comes, and then we're going to pop your pin in there and good to go. So we're going to ship everything not Palooza related first, and then the Palooza will be the second wave of shipping. And then you can just let me know how you plan to pay. And so just pick whichever way and let me know. Like, I'm going to Zelle. Zelle is my favorite because it goes directly into my checking account. And if you want a Venmo without protection or PayPal with friends and family, that's great. If you are somebody who uses PayPal Good or Service, that's fine. I just need to charge a little bit higher price because it takes a fee. And if you turn payment protection on, it charges a fee, so I would do a little bit higher of a price just to cover the fee because it's not the same as a cash equivalent. If you do my website, there's a fee that's already included. Cash App, there's no fees. Cash, no fees. Checks, there's no fees. And other is sometimes I have helpers that sign up for classes, and they help me a lot, and so I can reward them with classes. So, and where can you find me? And then you hit next. And then how do you contact me? And make sure, it says right here, make sure to scroll down to click submit. So many people see this and they think they're done. And they say, thank you for registering. And they leave and they never come back. Look for the picture of me in the yellow shirt, hit submit. And now you're done. And then what happens is you should instinctively get an email. Let's see here. I got to refresh. And all it's garbage and more garbage. I thought that it would come in with a notice right off the bat. Maybe it'll go to my Gmail. Nope, it didn't go there either. So what you should do is get an email, and I might have to set that up to double check that there's an email that it emails directly, because the form, it should do an automatic email. And maybe it's in my junk folder too. Nope, not there. Okay, so after you do the Google registration form, so back here, it says it's been recorded. So I'll double check to make sure. I know Shirley Natalia, I don't know if you're watching, but Shirley did hers already. I'm going to make sure that she got an email. But you guys should get an email with your response. So, okay. So that is everything that's basically coming up for next month that you could register for. I do have some past stuff that I want to go through, and I have some of my team member stuff. So if you guys don't mind, Bigger Tigger is in need of some love and some like closeness time with me. So he's just going to stay here and hang out with us. So this one right here, he might get annoyed because I'm going to use him. So the June paper pumpkin class, Kelly did a great job on this one. And we do have 5 left. So if you got the sparkling celebrations, ink, paper, scissors, the original cards looked like this one, that, And that, we have 5 of this box left. So if you want the box, we have the box available. So you'd get 2 or 3 cards of this style, 2 or 3 cards of that one, 2 or 3 cards of that, right? So it depends on what you pick, if you want 2 sets or 3 sets. And so we MacGyvered them so that they were slightly different. Right, so that's a past class that's available, and that was sitting right next to me. So I thought I would show that off right away. And then the Velvet Meadow class I did last night, and that one, there are 4 left for this guy. And so this is an ink, paper, scissors that I have left based off of last night's class. That's my favorite. And then here's this one, and then that one. So there's 4. So this could always be added to your package going out next month. And then if you guys missed it, the mystery card from this last Monday night was this card. So I always do a mystery card class, and that's a free class where you guys use your own materials at home. So that's Monday's mystery card for June. And then this was the mystery card. We gave Pooh a lot of love these last couple months. So I used Pooh for my mystery for June. And so that opens like that and like that. And again, you guys can go back and watch the mystery card for last month to see this one. Okay, it's sitting here, so I thought I'd share that. And then Kelly always does kit classes for me as well. So you guys could catch, she did this washes of gratitude or washes of something kit class. And again, this is one where you can buy the kit directly from Stampin' Up. And if it's over $60, it counts towards free classes with me. And so she's used this up by adding a layer to the back, and she's used that one up by adding a layer. So that's the kit class. Just wanted to share that with you. All right, then I've got some of Julie Bierschbach's stuff here. So Julie teaches classes here and at her house, and she has her Be Creative class that is next month, and it's July 8th. She does the lives here on my website, on my YouTube channel, and then she does in person at her house and here. And this one features the cutest crew stamp set, and you can get kits from her, and she brings the kits here, so if you want them to ship with my packages that are going out, we coordinate that. And then she also has Stampin' Up! Kit classes that she's offering June through November in Ebenezer Church and at her house. And so this is her flyer that you can contact her. I know Tracy Sorge and Gail Barden, they also do kit classes up in the Brilliant area. All right, so Gina has here, I haven't even looked at this, June technique class. Shaped cards is the technique. And there's 4 cards for $22 plus shipping. Oh, it's a popsicle. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's adorable, Gina. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. And then this one. Oh, it's cute too. Oh, look, it's your day to make a splash. It's so cute. And then the bee. Oh man, it's a balloon. I love it. Ah, oh, so cute. And then the banners. So clever. Clever, clever. All right, well, that's Gina's technique class. It's in person at her house, or the YouTube live is on her YouTube channel now. So those are her shaped cards. And then Gina Bulow here has her information if you're looking for it. You reach out to her directly if you want to do her classes. Oh, that's what I was going to add to the registration form. A spot to sign up. You guys, so many things. Other classes, other team classes. So I was going to put a little section that says, are you taking classes with anybody on my team? If so, who? So that I can coordinate. This is her summer card buffet. And she did it online on the 24th. And to-go kits are all 6 cards for $32 plus shipping. Oh, that's really pretty. Hip, hip, hooray. Ooh, that's neat. There she did the washi tape. She got the dies. So I didn't buy the dies because I didn't know the dies were available. I didn't know there were dies. All right. Very cute. Okay, so that is Gina's card buffet. And then she has here Extraordinary Life. This is order-based class. So it's $70 before shipping and tax, and you must include the kit or already have it. So with this one, you make 6 cards. So she's got 6 cards plus there's scrapbook pages. So this is her scrapbook workshop kit. So it features extraordinary life, and she mixed in splash and relax. So there's one card. Oh, it's so cute. There's that one. That's pretty. Very cute. I like it. Look at that. Enjoy the little things. And oh, happy day. And then the scrapbooking layouts. There's 6 pages. So again, you need to have that scrapbook workshop. And these are the pages that look like this. So pretty. So there's one. And there's nothing on the back, so I'll just flip these over. So that's 2. And then 3. So the class consists of the 6 layouts of the pages and then the 6 cards. You can see there's spots here for you to put your pictures. And then there's different size pictures. So cool. All right. So that's her scrap Extraordinary Life scrap and card workshop. Okay. These are adorable, these little shaped cards. Super cute. All right, and that's Gina's contact information. All right, I'm just going to move this over here. And move these over here. I'm right here, buddy. I didn't go anywhere. I know, Mom. Just keeping an eye on you. Okay. And then I do also have other people on my team who do classes. I don't think anybody's brought me anything, so I'm not missing anything around the room. But I always put it out to my team that if they want me to share anything, they just have to provide with me what they want me to share so that I can share it. So, Bonnie and Shelly are doing a class called Oldies But Goodies in here in the Hive on July 9th, or July the second Tuesday in July maybe. And so we've got other things going on. Gina does classes here. Julie does. Karen Forward sometimes does. I know Carissa does classes, online classes. Michelle Foran is looking to do classes. Leslie McMahon. There's a lot of people on my team that and I always put it out there. I try not to forget anything, but if I did, if you're watching right now, you're more than welcome to let me know so I can let everybody know about what's going on. So I kind of went through all the current things that are happening. I'm going to take a moment. You have such dreamy eyes, buddy. You should be up by your girlfriend. She probably would love to give you some love. Let's get the booger out of your eye. So we're going to go through past stuff now. So this is the section in the registration form where if I have something in the past that you'd like to get, you want to list it in the past classes section of the registration form. Hi, Holly. Very cute cards to Gina. Yes, I definitely agree with that. Sue S. really loves the shaped cards too. I was in love with them. I was like, I really like those shaped cards. They are super cute. The popsicle one for the 4th of July is amazing. All right, so I'm going to flip the paper pumpkin in the registration shows the bikes and blooms, but shows the May class. All right, I'll have to look at that. So hang on. I need pumpkin, bikes and blooms, shows May. Okay. If you guys could just hold the phone on doing your registration for just a bit, I want to go through past classes, which will take me about a half hour. And then I'm going to pop onto my computer, and I have a little laundry list of stuff to go through, and then I will get things updated. And so I want to show Pat Settle, though. If you're still watching Pat Settle, you were asking about, things moved around. There was something right there before. I'll have to go back and look at the video. There's T-Mobile stuff on my phone. So, my website, Pat Settle. If you go to my announcement section, I won't do it now because I have other things, but by the weekend, I'm going to put a little insert in here that says, if you want to register for the Autumn Creative Escape, here's the registration form. Okay. I haven't created the event on my events calendar yet. On my events here, if you toggle over to September, is not there yet. So I will put a little section in the resources for you to go fill out the registration. Diane Bogan it's a bomb pop card. Ha ha, it's a bomb card. It is. Look at this big boy. Diane, look at this big boy. Okay, So let's talk about things. I'm just going to roll through things and show you what I got. So we have Nature Symphony was Let's Just Stamp for the month of, oh man, I don't remember. Was this April? April? This was March. So we have some of this class still available. Not many, maybe like 5 to 10, not quite. But that was the Nature Symphony Let's Just Stamp. I also have here the Sale-a-bration Expressions, Memories, and More class that Kelly did. We have 5 left of this one. And it was 18 cards. So it was 6 designs. And you did 3 of each design. And I lied. There's 5 designs. And there's 3 of each design. So that's 15 cards. Oh, there's got to be a 6th card. There's a 6th card somewhere floating. I think there's 6 cards. It must be on the table. I'm pretty certain there's 6 cards, and there's 3 of each one, so it was 18 cards. So that Sale-a-bration Expressions is a product paste class, and it comes with the pack of the Memories and More, the rhinestones, and the ribbon. So we have 5 left of that one. And the May monthly class has this one. Oh, that poor little guy. It's the jar, and then the Life in Bloom, and then the Words and Wishes. So we've got a bunch of that one left, maybe 10 of that, I'm thinking. And then over here, I have the Stamp-a-Stack. That was for, we did this, offered it in April and May. It was 5 designs. Am I bothering you, buddy? Yeah, but I'll just rearrange. There were 5 designs, and you did 3 of each one, and it came with the pack of designer series paper, the gems, and then the ribbon. So it was a lot of jar cards. It's that time of season where we're going to be making all the jams and the jellies. I think I ended up with 10 of that one available. So there's that. Then I also have from the Waterside Retreat class that I did in May. I believe that there's 1 left. One, maybe like 4 left of this one. So that card, and then we have the Aragonaut chair. Right, Diane? The Ironodeck. The Ironodeck. Washi tape too. So we've got the chair on 3 of them. So that one, there's less than a handful left of this one. So we did really good on that one for forecasting. And then the In Color class, there's probably 5 or 6 left of this one too. And so it's the 5 different In Colors featured with the Boutique Blossoms paper. So there's a bunch left of that one. All right, so let me move those out of here. I don't have all the space that I normally would have, big boy. You know, you take up half the camera. I know, Mom, I can't help it. Okay. All right, so I just showed you the Nature Symphony Let's Just Stamp, but we also did Nature Symphony with the Sweet Bundle. And that's not it. This is the Let's Just Stamp. That's the one I showed you. So hang on. One moment, please. So many boxes. Okay, let's go to this one. This one is the monthly class from January of this was December of 25. So this is about 6 months ago. So this is more winter related. So we're not quite there yet, but I'll show them off just in case. So we've got that one. Okay. And then this bucket has quite a few things in it. This was the April monthly class, and I have just one of these left. It had the Crab Louie, the Dino, and the Floral Delight. So there's just one of that guy. And then the Brushed with Beauty was the Sweet class in the month of February. And there's maybe 4 left of this one. And it was Because It's Your Birthday, You've Been on My Mind. Add Rondak. Add Rondak. I hate that word. And then those 2. Oh, it's like a tongue twister for me. All right. So there's that. And then, there's only 1 left of this guy too. This is the Modern Christmas. It was from December of 25. So it was that card, that one, and that one. So one left of Modern Christmas. And then I have one left of the Let's Just Stamp from, it's called With You in Mind, from a year ago, February. It was those cards, like that. And then the July monthly class of 2024 are these three. And I have maybe 10 left of that one. That guy. And that's it for this bucket. Okay. This one is all Easter joy. I had too many of this by a lot. So this guy is the Easter one, the Easter suite. This was back in February. Okay. That I've got a bunch left. I'm not going to run out anytime soon of that one. And then this one is, oh man, did I bother you? What is this guy? This is the April of 26 monthly class. Oh, I know. Life is so hard, buddy, isn't it? This one is April monthly. It's a great big world out there. And so that's that guy. Got quite a few. I know, the motorcycle is so loud. Isn't it annoying? Yeah, Mom, that really disrupted me. I'm so nervous now. Okay. Then, this guy right here, he's looking out the window for something. Okay, I have, this is the card making benefit. So we're wrapping up that, and I'm just putting a last call out there. I still have oodles of card kits left. And it was still like you could make a donation for it was the autism, the MS, or the healing for the ages. And this featured the Paradise Garden too. And I ended up still with, there's this yellow, the berry, the blueberry, the green, the coral, and the blue, the navy. And I ended up with, there's still some made cards. So if anybody still wants the made cards, we still have 4 made cards, plus there's a bunch of kits that are available. The Let's Just Stamp for April featured Forever Florals, and there's 3 left of this one. So we did pretty good on forecasting that. So really pretty with the copper. So that was that guy. And then we have, this was the suite class featuring the Nature Symphony that we did in April. So this one, let's put that up like that. So more Nature Sweetness cards. That one, and then that one. And that's just a repeat of that one. All right, so there's 4 left of that one. I've got maybe 5 or 6 more totes yet. Okay, these are done. This one has 2 left, and this is the August monthly class of 24. I had a yellow submarine and the fishing card and the seashells by the seashore. And then this one is the January of 25. More Valentine's-y and the growing one. All right, so that box, oh man. That motorcycle really disrupted you, didn't it, buddy? All right, this one, I've got the Let's Just Stamp Poised Peony. Looks like that. So you would need something to stamp on the white peepers. That one's so pretty. So the very florally. And then back here, I've got just maybe 4 left of the Gathering Together, which was the fall set from last year. And then this one. So Cheryl says to qualify for order-based class for free, it is an order in your Stampin' Up! Store or an order in any of your products you sell. Because nope, it's an order for product. So you'd have to go to stampinup.com, select me as the demonstrator, and order Stampin' Up! Products. So if you buy $60 worth of Stampin' Up! Products, you get a class for free. The exclusive, my Cards by Christine exclusive items don't count because it's not Stampin' Up! Product. So it would be, yes, logging in, buying Stampin' Up! Product, picking me as the demonstrator, and as long as it's 60, then you can pick a class that is offered free with a minimum order. Good question. So then here's this guy, and then that one. Okay, and then there's one more in this tote. It's the Storybook Moments with the little critters on them. Okay, so that I've got just a few left as well. All right, I'll be back. I got a couple more yet. Okay, this guy is the catalog launch class from January, this past January. They were all fun folds. And so the one card was a Valentine's Day card. So it opened like that. And then this one. And then the Easter card was one of the spinners. And then this is one that pops up. And then I think there's like 5 left of that one, 4 left of that one. There's 2 left of the pop-up petals Let's Just Stamp from February. So there's this guy, that one, and then this was a card that opened up like that. All right, and then this one was, I have one left of this guy, one lonely little soldier. This one's a Springtime Scenes from March. It's the Let's Just Stamp. This one, that guy, and then the ladybug. All right, so that was March's Let's Just Stamp. Okay, then this box has the January Let's Just Stamp called Words and Petals of Beauty. You would definitely need flower stamps for this one. So these are the 3 cards. You would need to stamp something for focal images for the flowers. There might be 8 in there. This is the last one for the Memorable Blooms Let's Just Stamp from February of last year. So you would need something for stamping flowers as well. And then there's one left of the Zinnia from January of last year. And this one too, you needed something to stamp for flowers. So whenever it comes to flowers, we definitely stamp flowers quite a bit because we look at flowers as being one of the most universal stamps around, or I look at it that way. This one is the February monthly class of 24. There's 3 left of this one. And it was these 3 cards. I love this one a lot. So that was that, and there's just 3 left of that. Okay, I'll come back. I have a few more yet. All right, this box has all the same in it, so there's quite a few. I don't know what happened with this guy, but it's called Wildflower Birthday Class. It was from March of last year, and it was the one with the cakes and the pretty bright colors. So that one, this one, and that. So you didn't need any of this stuff. It was all die cuts that were put in there. So there wasn't but like sentiments that was needed on that one. And then this guy has the in color retirement from last year. There's there's 4 left of this one. And it was the peach pie. Well, actually, this was April of this year. So this was just done in April. So you need peach pie, petunia pop, shy shamrock, summer splash, and pretty in pink. So there's just 4 of that one left. This was the monthly class from last year in March. And it was the memorable blooms, under the weather, weather together maybe, and the faith collection. And on that one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is the in color retirement from last year. I have 1 left of this guy. And this one was the colors Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Pebble Path, and Copper Clay. So there were 5 cards featuring those in colors that retired. So this was last year's in color retirement. Like that. Okay, so I have 1 of those left. Okay. Then there's just 2 more boxes, it seems, of cards. And then I have some past events I want to share too. So this one is the January monthly class of this year. There's only like 4, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was the kissing booth, the calendar, still halfway through the year, we still can use it, and then a sympathy card there, or however you want to make the card. This was Let's Just Stamp from November of 24. This is one of my oldest ones. It's the Amaryllis. There's like 4 left of this one. Like that. And then this was the Delicate Pines Let's Just Stamp from December. It was the Azure with the blues, the blueberries. So we've got those 3 cards. You would need snowflake stamps for that one. And then there's 1 guy back here, 1. Oh, okay. So somebody had ordered the Delicate Whispers ordered base class from me and never got it. Like they decided not to get it. They took it off their list. So this had sold out and I was holding it for somebody. And I know that as soon as I show this, that somebody will be like, I want that one. The Delicate Whispers was really pretty. It was from April 24th. So if we go back to April 24th and we look at these cards, they were really pretty. I don't have the sample in here because I just stuck this back on the end. But it was the blues and the crumb cakes. Like we made 48. It had sold out. I even had to tell people no. I don't know who those people were that I had to say no to, but I was holding 1 card class for somebody, and we finally connected last month, and she decided not to get this specific class. So I have this, and it is the order-based class, but you wouldn't have to order. It would be $22 plus shipping. So you wouldn't need to order to get the class for free because of it being an older class now. So there's just 1 of that guy, the Delicate Whispers. I don't even know if I put that on my website. So for you guys that don't know, if you go to my resources section on my website, if you scroll down underneath resources, this is where I have all the past classes available, right? So this is where everything that I've just been showing you is in here. And this class is not going to be listed in here because I figured if I showed it off on the live here that somebody would take it without me having to put it on here. So there's the Delicate Whispers. Then I cannot find the cards that we designed for the Winnie the Pooh Stamp-a-Stack. They are completely missing. So there's 15 cards from the Winnie the Pooh Stamp-a-Stack, and that class is on the events calendar from May, and I've got 2 left. So that class, I think, was the 28th. Silly old bear. So this Stamp-a-Stack that makes the 15 cards, we have 2 of this class left. So 1 with team pricing and 1 without team pricing. So there's a full set available, and then there's a team pricing option available for that one. All right, so that's, again, I can't find the cards, but I want to share that. Then I also have here 2 left of the Twisted in Time order-based class, which was from April of 25. And it was that card, that one, and that one. And so that one, I've got 2. I also have, so that's this. I also have some small ribbon samples here. If people are interested, I've got 2 from the holiday catalog and then 3 from the spring catalog from last year. So those are some ribbon shares I had extra. Then I've got some of Rose Coleman's class that she designs. This was Memorable Blooms from last year. I have Celebratory Sips and Friends for Life. So I've got just that from all of the, for 3 years of working with Rose. These are all I have left of Rose's classes. And then this one is the Sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah, which I have one of that left, which was a fun fold class from last year. And that card opened like that. This one went like that. This guy was like that. And then we had the watermelon was like that. Hi. This is like the most he's stayed here by me the whole time, you guys. I can't believe it. Of all this ruckus I'm making, and he's still just hanging out. So that was that. I have one of those. And then I have 1, 2, 3 left of the catalog launch class from last January, where they look like same because they're all the fruit, right? The fruit, and it was that same paper. So that one, which was this guy, and then the toads, the wet sprocket, like that. And then this one was the easel card. So same products that got featured in this one, but a different fun folds. So there's 3 left of that. So getting down there on that. Okay, then I've got some events that I'd like to share with you yet that I sometimes have extras of. And for this one, it was the Winter Creative Escape that was just this past January. This is the one, so every time you get a button, and then this is the one that had the magnetic bowl that collects your dies, right? So that's pretty cool. And on this one, there were 10 different card kits, and I think I have like 1 left, or 2 or 3. It's very small amounts at this amount, or at this point. So you get the paper pack, and then there was a prize patrol, and then there's an attendance gift in here, which was a first aid kit type thing that we actually did. So there's a trick for opening this. It was pressing here, there. So it had all of this stuff in it, right, for you to take in a to-go bag if you're traveling or need to go. So we had that, and we made them red so that you could see them in your purse easily. So that was what was everybody's attendance gift like that. And then it also included the pack of designer series paper, your embellishment share. It had the little ribbon share. So I have that one, and little pillow gifts, right? So I know there's at least 2 of this available. So there's the that was the Winter Creative Escape of this year. And then it's the Autumn Creative Escape for last year. This one is the one that had the phone stand. And there's, like, again, there's only a few left of each one of these. So this had the phone stand when it says be happy. And then you can rearrange it however you want. And then it folds for nice traveling. It came with a little bag. And you had your little attendance gifts. Again, your button. And then there was the card kits. And now for this one, unfortunately, I can't find where I have all the sample cards. But one of the make and takes was this thing. And I know Susan Wormley just started to work on hers, which is great. So I've got my mom and my dad. I was going to put them on the back here. So that was the make and take project, inspired from Hope Toys card that she made for me. So whenever we get things from you guys, we try to use it if we can. And then it came with the ribbon, and it came with the make and take project, an embellishment share, and then the paper. And again, the cards for this one, you'd have to, if you're curious on what the cards look like, they were more fall related, and you'd have to go back to September here of the escape and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh, I don't have a collage. Oh yeah, I do. Right there it is. There's a collage of the cards of these. So I don't know what I did exactly with them, but I gotta find them and put them in here. I do have just a couple left of this one. Okay. All right, then there's the Spring Palooza of this year. And it's gonna have something very similar. So it had this thing, but the gift on the inside, so we used the same type of packaging, but the gift on the inside this time was a box cutter and a marker that says cut straight to the creativity. So that's what we put into this guy. And it has your card kits here, a whole 6x12 pack of designer paper and the accents. And then this one, it was all of these cards. So this was the most recent, the Spring Palooza. And so it was a plethora of cards using all the designer papers. And then one of my favorite pins of all time was this guy right here. So cute. So Paper Palooza. And then a couple attendance gifts and some prize patrols in there. So that's the Spring Palooza that is available. Oh, this also had the wand. Oh, here it is. The telescoping wand that says eliminate your creativity. And it comes out like this, and it's a magnet. So it sticks to, not Tigger, but it's a flashlight and a telescoping wand. Did that get your attention? Yes, it did. Okay, and so this goes in and like that. And so you keep that handy. It helps you to find your dies when you drop them on the floor. So that was the Spring Palooza of 26, so just a couple months ago. And I think there was like 5 left of that one. And then the Fall Palooza, that one, you got the 6x12 paper. And then the card kits, there was like 14 cards. We got a prize patrol and little attendance gifts. And this one had the acrylic pin with the black cat. That's when I was doing them with Amanda. And then this one has Crafting is My Happy Place. And we had a camping mug in there for that. And then this one also had the car coasters that we made. And that they fit in here. And it says Sunshine, Love, and Big Hugs in there. And you got 2 car coasters because you generally have 2 spots to put cups in your car. So there's that. And that guy, he fell off. He goes right there. So that one is the Palooza that was for the fall. And again, the cards, I've got just a couple of the cards here. I don't have all of them. I have half of them. So those, I gotta find where the rest went. But there was 14 cards with that one. And then that one. And that guy. So that's just half of the cards. There was 7 more, I believe. Right, so that was the Fall Palooza for last year. And then I've got maybe, this is either my last or my second last for last year's Winter Creative Escape. And I even put a calendar in here for 2026 though, because there was a calendar card that got used. So this one, that guy, that one, the lobster, crab louie, the sparkles, and then that one. And so you got your card kits. And what was cool about this one is this is the one that you got the little speaker, the portable speaker that when you travel or have in your crafting room, you can listen to via speaker. And so that was the attendance gift for that guy. And then we also had these cute little Kleenex packs is made up that say sending sunlight, shine, love, and big hugs. And it came with the ribbon, the gems, and then your designer series paper. So there's either 1 or 2 left of this one. So those are, it's hard to forecast, you guys. I gotta say, and it really is. And I guess I have the hardest time telling people no, that there isn't space left, and I have to get better at that. So that's why we only opted to do 80 for the next Palooza, and I'd rather run out than have 5 left over. So the other one is Stampin' Fun the Sun, and I believe there's 7 left of the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And it came with a half a pack of 4 DSPs. One was the Velvet Meadow to make this explosion box, which was super cool, right? And then there was 4 money cards. So there was that one, that, this one, and this one. There was a gift bag with 5 of the different in color cards. And then this is what came, oh, here are the cards. 5 of the, no, this is the Sweet Bundle class, haha. This is a class I have coming up on Monday. So Monday is the Boutique Blossom Sweet Bundle class, and we have a few spots left at that class too if anybody wants to get to-go kits. So that is actually coming up. And those are different than the in-color cards that were done for the Stampin' Fun on Sun. So these looked like that. So there was these for the in-color, and that's perfect because they fit right in your bag here. And then, so those were the, I think I'm caught right on there. Hang on, let's try that again. Okay, so that was one class. The box was another class here. These cards was another. And then this was the last class, which was the sampler. And so you could, I don't have frames left, but you could always get your frames at Michael's, which is where we get them from. And so the sampler class made this plus 3 additional cards. So, yay. Okay, so I have, I think 7 left of this, maybe 8. So that one, there was an attendance gift. It was, oh, this guy right here. It was a paperweight so that you could, it could help you with your designing. And then there was something else too. Thinking what it was, drawing a blank. But that one, if you do that event, it comes with the whole access to the Facebook group too. All right, Susie Ventilator, here we go. We're drinking water. Oh. I have a sleeping giant with me. You guys, he's been sleeping here since at least 10 minutes before I started the past classes. So, oh, kit classes too. So there's kit classes going on. Kelly's doing them. I was just looking down. I see that she's going to have a kit class. So next week, we've got a few things on the calendar. On Monday, I have 2 classes for you. We're going to do that Sweet Bundle class that I just showed you, and also share a recipe, create a card, inspire others. That's going to be Monday afternoon at 4. It's Mom's birthday, so that's why class is at 4, so that I can be done by 5:30, and we're going out to dinner for Mom's birthday. And then on Tuesday, Kelly's going to have Honey Pots and Happy Thoughts class, and she has a kit class that she needs to make up as well. That she was going to do it yesterday afternoon, or yesterday after her class, and she missed it. And then we roll into 4th of July weekend, and we don't have anything after Tuesday. So we don't have classes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't have class with you again pretty much until the 9th. So, and Julie will be with you guys for class on the 8th. So we'll be taking some time off. I usually don't do a lot of classes over the holidays, generally, because everybody else is doing holiday things. So, hi, Sue Depp is joining late. Susan Bellamy will have to catch the replay. No problem. Add a Rondak. Yeah, add a Rondak. Add a Rondak. Barbara, call you, please. Call when you have a few minutes. Yes, Barbara, we can definitely do that. I'll take the deli. Oh, look at that. Penny Powell. It's all yours, girlfriend. If anybody else registers for that class, I'm going to have to tell you no, because Penny just told me live in the flesh that she wants that class. So, Penny, I will write your name on it. I knew that during the live that this class would go. I had a hunch. So, I will definitely take this right out and put your name on it, Penny. So, I'll set it off to the side so you can make sure when you fill out the past classes section of the form, Penny, that you can list this one and it will be yours. All right, if anybody else lists it, it's not, because I don't believe anybody else put that they wanted it. So, all right. Okay, you guys, that was 2 hours worth of a lot of stuff. I get it. So, it's a lot. And if you have any questions and you're confused or overwhelmed, just call. I answer the phone. It's 920-960-4390. I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. I will answer it. And nobody else answers my phone for me. Unless I'm in the middle of something and somebody's helping me, then they might answer it. My mom might, or Kelly might, or Diane or Annette. But I answer the phone, and if you have questions and you need clarification on something, it's usually easier to call me than it is to email back and forth 10 times. That takes a lot of time, and I usually hear my phone ringing when it rings, and I don't always see emails because I have them set on either silent or pager when it comes to text or emails. So it's usually when I go down to this, you guys are gonna laugh, but when I sit to go to the bathroom, that's when I pull up my phone and I start to look through messages. So most likely you'll get a response back from me when I am taking a break to sit down. So it's always, if you need an immediate response or want a quick question, it's always better to call me. So again, if you text me or you email me and I don't get back to you right away, it doesn't hurt to try again, right? I don't intentionally try to not get back to people. It's just there's always a lot. When you see all the things that we have going on here, and I have a lot of amazing helpers, but I oversee everything, and so I'm always pulled in a lot of different directions. And then sometimes I do have to take a moment and give this beautiful boy some love and attention, and he has his sister and his brother that they also require me to pause and take moments and smell the roses, or AKA pet the kittens, right? So he is amazing. So, all right, you guys, I have a few things to work on the Google form. So I'm going to add in there the order-based pricing. I got to add order-based for being able to order for it. I'm going to add the poo garbage thing. I'll also add a line if somebody wants something else for a garbage that I'll connect you. I know that there was something with the bikes and the blooms with the pumpkin being wrong, and that I need to put a little section there that if you're planning to take classes with any of my team members that you want to consolidate shipping, I'm going to add a little section in there so that I can see who it is that you're planning to take a class with. And most likely it'll be NA, but you might get a class from Gina, or you might get a class from Julie, or you might get a class from Bonnie and Shelley, and I can insert a line there so that you can just make me aware that you're getting other things from other people, so that I know to watch for that. So Barbara says call. So I'm going to put you on my list here, Barbara, that we'll talk. Barbara, I'm not going to call you right away. I've got like about 3 hours worth of stuff to get done by 3 o'clock. So I have to prep a lot of stuff for my helpers for the Palooza, and I have till 2:30 to do that, and that's less than 2 hours. So I'm going to work on that. So if I can sneak in a call, Barbara, I will. You have a question from Cheryl, and I answered Cheryl's question about to qualify for order-based class for free. It is in, so I answered that question when I started to do the past classes. So Cheryl, if you missed that answer, let me know. The number is 920-960-4398, or send me an email. But Cheryl, I did verbally respond to that question that you asked maybe about 30 minutes ago to 25 or 20 minutes ago. So Joe, I don't know if you caught that answer, but I did address it. So and if that's the question you're asking about, I went over that. So it was a good question. So hopefully it made sense. And it's basically for Stampin' Up! Products that if you order Stampin' Up! Products from me, that's when it qualifies for a free class. Not buying classes and ordering classes from me to get free classes. So, all right. I don't know. I always feel like when I finish, I miss something. Tigger, what did I miss? If I missed it, it'll be there the next time. So, all right. I'm going to work in the registration form, you guys, for a hot second. So if you could give me at least 20 minutes before you fill out the registration form, that will ensure that you guys have everything in there that you need to look at. So, all right. And we'll be good. All right. So I'll see you on Monday, you guys, for the Sweet Bundle class. My goal is 1 p.m. Depending on what I have going on Monday, at this moment, I haven't sent the PDF tutorial for it, but I'm hoping to have that in the next day or two so that I could be on track with sending it early, and I'll have in there the specific time. Right now I'm slating for 1, but if I need to move it to 2, I might do that. No, I can't. We have Share, Create, Inspire at 4. So it'll be 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Monday. All right. Not to be confusing. All right. Love you guys. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Bye.